What's up, chat? Lawler here. As always, I said chat, YouTube, it's all the same. I'm losing my mind. These days are taking forever. Again, another day riddled with tech pauses galore, but we did make it through 8 series, 4 best of 5s, and 4 best of 7s. Again, if you guys are trying to figure out what the heck's going on, we're going to be breaking down EWC day number 3. We just wrapped up, hanging out here with chat on the Twitch channel. Shoutouts to Fruit in chat, saying hi to you guys. Also saying to come stop by the stream. If you guys want to do so easily, check out the socials down below. Makes it really easy. And while you're down there, like, subscribe, notifications as we provide you guys the daily updates. We're going to go through all the matches in uppers before people either got eliminated or moved on. And then we're going to talk about the initial quarterfinals. We sent 8 teams home today. We are down to our final 4 for Championship Sunday. We're going to start with our matches. Lower bracket finals across the board. Energy versus Foot. Quick 3-0. Energy got bored, it looks like. They put up a bunch of goals, and then we're like, you know what? We can speed run this. Let's just hold them to 1 and move it down. Energy to start the day did look pretty dang good. Pretty complete. Fast, aggressive. Back to their old sense of things. To me, that was never an issue with Energy. Energy, I know, can be very offensive and very aggressive and dominate on the front line. If they play that style, if they play aggressive, if they look for demos, if they play mechanically, they are a threat. We saw it at the tail end versus K-Corp. My concern, can you continue to do against the top tiers? I didn't even mention this team's name yesterday when we talked about who was going to make it into the top 8. But that was for good reason. We'll talk about them more when we talk about the quarterfinal match. Group B, GenG versus Team Secret. And yes, you read that correctly. That is a sweep for Team Secret, wherever they went. There they go. Team Secret, a sweep over GenG. Top 6, not a fluke. Team Secret was able to, and again, both these teams in the 2-2 round in Raleigh. Team Secret made it through into top 8, and then they went into top 6. Team Secret proven, like, hey man, South America number 2 is no joke. You should definitely not take these guys lightly. That being said, very close series. 1 OT, 1 goal game. Across the board. GenG, to my knowledge, just couldn't find their footing. I don't know if it was an offensive thing. I only got to catch half of this series, but a lot of people said that there was a very controversial goal that was taken away. We don't know all the details. We don't know what happened. We don't know when players were causing for pauses or frustrations or issues. So they take that goal away. When you look at it from the other POV, I can understand where people are like, hey, Mota is the one who's having disconnect issues. Even if he disconnects here, which is what Coconut is saying, he's driving straight. He cannot have an effect on the play. One may argue that he does have the ability to, on that rotation back, to cut across here, get a pad, and then jump in. That's what's up for debate. That's the goal that was taken away. Whether that is argument of sake or not, I don't know. But I don't know the full details. I don't know what happened. I don't know when timeouts were called or whatever, but I'm going to trust the admins to do their job. Ultimately, I'm going to trust the admins to do their job. Unfortunate result for GenG. Back to the drawing board. A lot to learn. 2 weeks going in and getting ready for what is going to be the World Championship. We then had Geekay playing against Ultimates. That was the prediction I had from the beginning. I expected Geekay to continue their reign of terror. Ultimates did start with a 1-0, but Geekay really found their pace. Geekay is a scary sleeper team. I think a lot of people can agree to that. They on land tend to show up. Archie's defense is incredible. But it always comes down to Oli for me. If Oli offensively is doing his thing, if things are playing well and he's really in form, they look lethal on offense. Group D, we then got Space Station versus Twisted Minds. And finally, I think Xpere in his opening interview before this series talked about it quite well. He mentioned it's not mental. It's not mechanical. It is motivation wise. We need to hype each other up. We need to make sure that we are invested. We have the energy, that we are coming in. This general sentiment of like, we are excited, we are animated, we are ready to be here. So Space Station looks like they are finally playing the way that they are supposed to. Space Station looks like they are ready to be aggressive, be demo heavy. They are finally finding their form on LAN. This is a great sign for Space Station going into the World Championship. Taking down Twisted Minds is no joke. Twisted Minds is a good team. I think Twisted Minds did play a little lackluster. Atomic said that as well in his interview. Fortunately for them, their reward is Falcons. We're going to go in reverse order and just go top to bottom because of the way they reveal in the playoffs. But that is all the best of 5s. We then went into the quarterfinals with the top 8. 4 of them going home single elimination bracket. The first one and the last one of the day, the most recent, is Falcons Space Station. And Falcons did do pretty much whatever they wanted. If we're being completely honest, this was a fight of a series. Space Station did play quite well. Very aggressive, very assertive, demo heavy, good shots, good mechanics. But Falcons facilitated like nobody's business. They controlled the field. They controlled the zones of the field. I broke this down on stream with my chat a little bit about the way that Rawas and those guys will go and occupy space, forcing other players out of position. So it makes it easier for the next person who is receiving the ball to have a free touch or an air dribble or whatever it may be. Killers played out of his mind, looked very composed. Rawas hitting nasty shots and air dribbles and this and that. Falcons looks like the pinnacle of consistency. They are just one shot after another non-stop. They look so good. And unfortunately for Space Station, who is finally finding their footing, they're starting to feel confident. Their run is now over. Space Station going to be that sneaky team that if they can continue to recreate this at the World Championship, they will be a contender. They are going to be very, very scary as they get more and more reps. Big turnaround. I'm glad they didn't let the disconnect situation and going AFK with the timeouts and the pauses be the narrative that they keep the entire time. Next, we have K-Corp and Team Secret. And again, riddled with tech issues. At one point while watching this, I basically said, if we have another tech issue, I'm done for the day. It's just so tough to get into a series. It's so difficult to like want to tune in and support and this and that when like every other match or every other minute there's another pause and we just have to sit and wait. And the pauses weren't short either. We're talking 10, 15, 20 minutes at times. It's just frustrating. So it's now day 3 of the tournament wrapped up. It's unacceptable. This stuff should not be happening. They got to figure it out because it's going to ruin Championship Sunday if they don't. If we have pauses again, it just completely defeats the purpose of competition. So KC just, again, as much as Team Secret is looking good and they're putting up a fight, KC just overwhelmed them. Just better in all aspects. And that's no discredit towards Secret. They've been a good contender, but KC is just the better team. We don't need to talk a whole lot about that one. Up next, Vitality and Energy, the one that I deemed El Clasico in my predictions if it ended up lining up. Vitality historically has had Energy's number, and unfortunately they have it again here for Energy. Vitality out of the gate. Energy comes swinging. Fast, aggressive, quick start, really, really good. And immediately Vitality has an adjustment. 1-goal games, very close series, but is just not enough. I don't know what it is to say about NA. It's the title of this video. But NA has just not been doing great internationally. I don't know if it's due to the head-to-head matchups, but at the end of the day, you've got to win these. I thought this was a very important series for Energy. Energy has been part of that conversation of like, we are still a top 4 team in the world. And while I agree, you have Vitality making some big strides. I think Vitality and Falcons is pretty much locked in for the grand finals. Unless KC plays upset, like Falcons and Vitality, we'll see you there. NA's got to figure it out. I know that's a very harsh criticism, but we have not won a event in the highest echelon. Like, we're talking a world championship, not majors, but a world championship in some time. It's been like, what, 2018 since Energy won, and that was with Turbo as an import. Like, homegrown NA talent hasn't won anything since what, Cloud9? Back in season 6? I think NA, especially this offseason, I know we're getting way ahead of ourselves, but like NA really needs to self-assess and be like, why can't we beat consistently the top teams? Because Falcons is on an island. Falcons has got homegrown talent on an island. And while, yes, they get to scrim and be exposed against those teams more frequently, that shouldn't be the reason. That being said, that long tangent, Energy did play well. This is the best Energy I think has looked over the course of this year. I think they are definitely finding their form again. I think they're playing the fast, the aggressive. Everybody talks about how they're a defensive team. They're not. They're not. EU play style. Operate that space, play wide, make sure that you shut that stuff down, make it easy for your teammates, and then let the mechanics happen. There was also some narrative about how Zen hard carried this series. I'm sorry, if Exotic and Monkey Moon aren't creating the 50s and the challenges and the boost denies that they are, Zen's never going to get that much space to hit a shot. So team effort. Win as a team, lose as a team. Last but not least, Dignitas GK. GK, Reign of Terror continues. Spaceman sweep. Jack did an exit interview and he talked about it. He's like, this is the worst series I've played in a very long time. I did not feel good whatsoever, and it showed. Jack has a very important role for this team to make sure that they stay on offense. He is very important in the sense of making sure that they can continue to press and cause issues. And when he is lesser noticed on the field or doesn't have as big of an impact as he normally does, it shows. That being said, GK is getting into a flow. They're feeling good. They're working the field quite well. They're putting their shots on target and they're threatening. But is it enough to beat Vitality? I don't know. Maybe that familiarity helps. But yeah, Dignitas looking a little bit lower in their quarterfinal, but they've definitely been consistent. I still think they're going to show up at Worlds. But unfortunately, GK a little bit too much, despite that close series and 2 OTs. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. What does that mean for tomorrow, chat? We've got Falcons K Corp, Vitality GK, 3U 1 Mina, and the home crowd. Should be fun. I will tell you all, the best part is we've only got 4 best of 7s tomorrow. What does that mean, Lawler? It means we all get to sleep in. Noon Eastern. Maybe that will mean more time for production to fix the tech issues. I don't know, dude. Should be a good one, though. We've got to play for the 3-4 match because the points for the clubs matter at EWC. But it should go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, if I had to guess. So that is what we've got planned for tomorrow. 4 best of 7s. I'm sure it'll still be like 5 or 6 hours long due to tech pauses and theatrics and whatever other goofy stuff they do. But yeah, we'll be here live on stream, twitch.tv/Lawler. Appreciate you guys all tuning into the daily recaps if you've been enjoying them. But yeah, we'll be live tomorrow. Start of the match is ready to go. That's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoy the content, as always, like, subscribe, notifications. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.